The history of karate, most strong martial arts. The history of karate, in its current form, spans less than 200 years, yet its roots can be traced back thousands of years. Prior to the 19th century, much of its development was influenced by the Shaolin style of Kung Fu, originating around the 5th or 6th century when an Indian monk named Bodhidharma taught fighting techniques to monks at the temple. On the island of Okinawa, karate's origins can be traced back to the late 17th century when a ban on weapons in martial arts was imposed by the Japanese ruling samurai clan, the Satsuma. Due to the secrecy surrounding training and the prohibition on weapons, self-defense techniques focused on empty-hand combat. The earliest written evidence of Okinawan karate dates back to the late 18th century, mentioning the word toad, the Okinawan term for the art. This was in reference to a Chinese visitor named Kashanku who introduced a form of Chinese boxing and potentially some of the first versions of Shotokan kata. The blending of toad with the existing martial arts style of tei, meaning hand, in Okinawa was crucial for the origins of karate. Different cities on the island, such as Shuri, Na, and Tamarai, had their own unique martial arts practices, influencing modern-day karate styles like Shotokan, Shito-ryu, and Goju-ryu. The definition of karate. Karate is a form of martial arts that focuses on using a combination of kicks, strikes, and defensive blocks using both arms and legs. The key is to concentrate the body's power at the exact moment of impact. Various body parts such as the hands, feet, forearms, knees, and elbows are used as striking surfaces, which are toughened through practice against padded surfaces or wood. Skilled practitioners can break thick pine boards with their bare hands or feet. While physical toughening is crucial, timing, tactics, and spirit are also deemed equally important in karate. Traditional karate history in the 20th century. At the beginning of the 20th century, Anko Itosu was granted permission to unveil the secrecy surrounding the learning of martial arts and commence teaching in Okinawan schools. This initiative was further expanded by one of Itosu's pupils, Sensei Gichin Funakoshi, who played a pivotal role in the history of karate by introducing the art to Japan in 1922. Funakoshi implemented various changes to Okinawan karate in order to make it more accessible to the Japanese population, thus giving rise to the karate we are familiar with today. Towards the end of his life, Funakoshi played a key role in establishing the Japanese Karate Association, JKA, which aimed to promote the fighting style as a globally recognized martial art by dispatching its top instructors to teach it worldwide. Presently, karate is practiced by millions of individuals around the globe. While the distinction between historical facts and legends in karate history may sometimes be unclear, the significant contributions of the old Okinawan masters like Anko Itosu, Gichin Funakoshi, and others should always be remembered. Practice. Karate can be practiced in different ways, such as an art form, self-defense, or a competitive sport. Traditional karate focuses on self-development and incorporates psychological elements like perseverance, fearlessness, virtue, and leadership skills. On the other hand, sport karate emphasizes physical exercise and competition. In some styles of karate, training with weapons is also an important aspect. Ki-han. The foundation of karate is built upon the basics, known as Ki-han. These basics include stances, strikes, punches, kicks, and blocks. The importance placed on Ki-han may vary among different karate styles. Typically, karateka train together in groups, performing techniques in unison. Ki-han can also involve pre-arranged drills in smaller groups or pairs. Kata. Another essential aspect of karate is kata, which means shape or model in Japanese. Kata is a formal sequence of movements that represent offensive and defensive postures. These postures are based on idealized combat applications. When demonstrated with real opponents, the applications are called bunkai, which reveals how each stance and movement is utilized. Bunkai is a valuable tool for understanding a kata. To achieve a formal rank in karate, the karateka must demonstrate proficient performance of specific kata required for that level. The grading system commonly uses Japanese terminology, and the requirements for examinations may vary among different schools. Kyumight. Sparring in karate, known as kyumight, is a practice that involves both sport and self-defense training. The levels of physical contact during sparring can vary significantly. Full contact karate includes different variations, such as knockdown karate, like Kyokushin, which utilizes powerful techniques to bring an opponent down. Additionally, there is sparring in armor, Bogu kyumight, which allows for full power techniques with some safety measures in place. In international competitions under the World Karate Federation, sport kyumight can be free or structured with light or semi-contact, where points are awarded by a referee. Structured kyumight, yakusoku, pre-arranged, involves two participants performing a choreographed series of techniques, with one striking while the other blocks. The sequence typically ends with a decisive technique, hitosuki. In free sparring, Jiu kyumight, participants have the freedom to choose scoring techniques. The allowed techniques and level of contact are usually determined by the policies of the sport or style organization, but may be adjusted based on the age, rank, and gender of the participants. Depending on the style, takedowns, sweeps, and occasionally even ground grappling within a time limit are permitted. Free sparring takes place in a designated or enclosed area and typically lasts for a set duration, 2 to 3 minutes. The bout can either run continuously, IRIQ, or be paused for referee decisions. In light or semi-contact kyumight, points are given based on various criteria such as form, sportsmanship, intensity, awareness/zanshin, timing, and distance. Conversely, in full contact karate kyumight, points are awarded based on the impact of the technique rather than its formal execution. Olympic Games. In August 2016, the International Olympic Committee gave its approval for karate to become an Olympic sport starting from the 2020 Summer Olympics. Karate was also introduced at the 2018 Summer Youth Olympics. During its debut at the Summer Olympics, 60 competitors from various countries participated in the kyumight competition, while 20 competed in the kata competition. In September 2015, karate was shortlisted along with baseball, softball, skateboarding, surfing, and sport climbing for potential inclusion in the 2020 Summer Olympics. In June 2016, the Executive Board of the International Olympic Committee, IOC, announced their support for including all the shortlisted sports in the 2020 Games. Finally, on August 3, 2016, all 5 sports, including baseball and softball as one sport, were approved for inclusion in the 2020 Olympic program. Although karate has made the shortlist for the 2028 Summer Olympics, it will not be included in the 2024 Olympic Games. It is among 9 other sports being considered for inclusion in the 2028 Games. Karate in film and popular culture. Karate gained popularity in the West through its representation in film and popular culture. In the 1950s, karate was often portrayed in popular fiction in almost mythical terms. The inclusion of judo in the 1964 Tokyo Olympics sparked a growing interest in Japanese martial arts, particularly karate, among mainstream Western audiences in the 1960s. By the 1970s, martial arts films, especially kung fu movies and Bruce Lee's films from Hong Kong, became a mainstream genre, leading to the kung fu craze that brought karate and other Asian martial arts to mass popularity. However, during this time, Western audiences generally did not differentiate between various Asian martial arts like karate, kung fu, and taekwondo. In the late 20th century, particularly in the 80s and 90s, karate experienced a surge in mainstream popularity. The United States embraced the martial arts trend in the 80s and started producing more martial arts films domestically. In the 80s, karate was not only popular in films but also in arcade fighting games as arcades became more popular. While the first video game featuring fist fighting was Heavyweight Champ in 1976, it was Karate Champ in 1984 that popularized the one-on-one fighting game genre in arcades. Capcom's Street Fighter in 1987 featured multiple characters skilled in karate. The Karate Kid, 1984, and its sequels, The Karate Kid, Part 2, 1986, The Karate Kid, Part 3, 1989, and The Next Karate Kid, 1994, tell the fictional story of an American teenager's introduction to karate. The television series Cobra Kai, 2018, a sequel to The Karate Kid, has also sparked a renewed interest in karate. The success of the Karate Kid franchise further solidified karate's popularity in mainstream American culture. If you enjoyed this video, please show your support by liking, commenting, subscribing, and clicking the bell icon for future content. Thank you.